Hello, good morning. It is November 13th. It's right at the open, around 9:30 Eastern. Let's take a look where we're at on this channel. We just spend 5 minutes a day just quick looking at the market, seeing if there's any positions that we can open up. And typically we're looking at either selling puts or call spreads based upon the movements that we make. I am here in Tasty Trade. If you want to sign up for Tasty Trade, it's free. There's a link in the description. One thing I forgot about last day or so is I had said I would go and look up what the tolerance is for free closing trades on Tasty Trade, and I went and looked, and I'd totally forgotten. All closing trades are free on Tasty Trade, so it actually doesn't hurt you to close out positions. So if you're the type of person that likes to take positions off, when they're at a 50% win or something like that, you can go ahead and do that with Tasty Trade because closing is free. They charge you on the opening. They're still low cost on the opening, but they're free for closing. So that's a follow-up on that one. Sorry, I forgot that yesterday. Yesterday, I think we looked at gold and emerging markets maybe. So let's see where we're at today. I'm going to sort my ETF list by percentage change. That's going to give me any kind of big moves. Not seeing a ton of movement today, but UNG is continuing its kind of up-down scenario, which is good for the UMG position I have on, because it means that every day that passes, I make money on that position. And if the underlying, in this case, natural gas, is not really moving very much, that's good for positions like that, because they make money if the underlying stays at the same price or goes up. So that's good. Now, having said that, if I didn't have a position on in UNG, I might consider opening one. I mean, there's not a ton of room here, but like this one, the 13, it's right at the money, collects 85 cents. It's a 39 delta. So it's a little riskier trade than I would normally do. But if I think that natural gas might have some upside to it, it is very low, then I might be comfortable with that. But because my only other option is down here at the 12 delta in the 37 day, which is only collecting 40 cents now. So I would want to be comfortable that I feel like UNG is going to go up to put that position on. TBT, I know I've talked about this one on the channel before. I put that in there as a kind of tracker, an additional tracker for the bonds. If TLT is down, or it means TLT is typically up, or vice versa. But I don't tend to open trades in there personally. USO is down. I have a couple of positions in USO. I've got one in the 4-day, actually. I'm going to roll that one then, that USO trade, since USO is down today. But USO could be a good trade to open, not in the 2-day, in the 37-day. Here we go. So yeah, there's some good ones here. Like if we look at this 31 delta. So USO's IV rank is low, but it's the trade's not amazing. It's $135 over 37 days for $6,500 worth of risk. So it's not the best trade ever, honestly, that one. But it's something to look at potentially. Maybe I'll keep an eye on USO and see if the volatility changes any. But I'm not going to open anything in there today. I do need to roll out this one I have in the 2-day because it's in the money here. So that means I'll buy back the 71 for $1.30 in the 2-day, and I'll sell the 71 for almost $3. So that's a pretty good roll because it's pretty close to the money. I'll make a decent amount of money to roll that out a month. So I'm going to look at that. I'm going to see, am I making money? Even though it's in the money, I might actually be making money on it. I need to go and check that out. If I've made money on it, I might close it. But if not, I'm going to go ahead and roll it out to the next expiration. So that's it for like puts. Let's look at stuff that's up. So we got a little bit of a bounce in metals, which is good for the metal positions. I have a metal position I need to roll. So I've got that old call spread that's way, way out of the money. I'm literally just going to let that expire and take 100% win on that one. And then I've got one put that's, as of today, is not as much in the money as it was yesterday. And I've got one that's out of the money. So I've got some, this little all I really need to do for GDXJ is I just need it to stay, around the same price it is. It can come down a little bit, or if it goes up, I'll take two positions for a win here in like 30 days or so. So we'll see what happens with those. IYR is up a decent amount. Let's take a look there. So IYR, let's go to the 5 year in IYR. So it's at what is it at right now? 99. So yeah, it's not that it's like all-time high or anything like that, but it is pretty high. I don't know if it's high enough that I would consider selling a call spread in there, but let's look at the 37-day. Like if I were to go to the sell the 30 delta and then maybe buy the 15. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, I mean, it has an 83% chance of taking 50%. Man, it's an interesting trade. It's something I'm not going to put it on, but it's something to potentially consider. Is because IYR, which is real estate, is high, taking on a short position. I know a lot of people have a lot of different trading styles. I am not the type of person. I like to sell naked calls. I also don't really like to buy a lot of puts. I don't do a lot of downside trades, and that's really because most markets tend to drift up over time. But when I do a downside trade, it's typically like buying a put spread in the spiders or something like that to give myself a little bit of negative delta, just as more of an insurance play. Like if the market does go down, you can make a bunch of money on buying puts, but you need to make money before they expire. So this is an interesting trade, but it's probably not one I'm going to put on today. Its IV rank is also pretty low. All right, so it looks like potentially UNG is still, I think, in the running for potential trades there. Even if you were going to do like a Jade Lizard or something like that, or an Iron Condor, and it's a very cheap underlying, so you just want to be careful with how much commission you're paying versus the trade. But even selling a put in UNG might be interesting if you feel like it's going to go up. And then potentially, yeah, probably USO. If I didn't have a position in USO, I would open another position in USO today. It's the risk reward is not that great in USO, so you just want to keep that in mind depending on your account size. All right, so I'm actually not going to put anything on today. I'm going to roll. I'm going to check my current USO trade, and I'm either going to take it for a win if I have a win, or I'm going to roll it out to the next month. I think that's about it. All right, thanks everybody. Talk to you tomorrow.